Welcome to TV20 News. I'm Kiera Cotton.
And I'm Dan Monroe. Thanks for being with us. You know, Kiera, it's my favorite month. It's
Tell me
March.
why.
It's March. Well, St. Patrick's Day, for one.
Yes, we're going to talk about that later in the show.
I can't wait.
And what
for
else?
two, it's my birthday month.
Well, happy early birthday, my friend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We'll start celebrating now by telling you here's what's coming up on TV20 News.
The busy spring break travel season is underway in Northeast Ohio.
If you have a flight scheduled this spring, Cleveland Hopkins International Airport has a couple things they'd like for you to keep in mind ahead of your trip.
Working for the Metro Parks, are these jobs all outdoors?
No, they're not. I think people assume that, right, with our 25,000 acres and all that green space, but a whole host of our jobs, both in the zoo and out in our 18 other reservations, are inside as well.
They're a beautiful part of Cleveland and Northeast Ohio, and you can have a hand in it all. We'll tell you how to prepare for the Cleveland Metro Parks Seasonal Job Fair.
7 a.m., we have a line wrapped around the building. People are just ready to get at it.
The countdown is on to one of the biggest celebrations in Cleveland, the St. Patrick's Day Parade. We speak with those who are working behind the scenes about what we can expect and look forward to this year.
It's spring break travel season in Cleveland, and Cleveland Hopkins International Airport wants to make sure you're prepared in order to avoid any stress on the day before your flight.
The airport says planning is key, especially March through April when many Clevelanders are traveling for spring break. In that window of time, they expect 1.8 million guests to travel through Cleveland Hopkins.
Please make sure that you have your real ID. If you don't have a real ID, please bring a real ID equivalent such as a passport or other acceptable form of ID. A full list of compliant IDs can be found at dhs.gov. We encourage guests to reserve parking in our smart parking garage, our brown lot, or through our very convenient valet services. Reservations can be made through clevelandairport.com/parking transportation. TSA will open checkpoints earlier beginning this Friday through Easter. The South checkpoint will open at 3 a.m., North and Central checkpoints at 3:30 a.m.
Also keep in mind, the airport offers the Hopkins Hangout Pass, a program that lets people without a ticket into the secure side of the airport. This is helpful for anyone who may want to pick up a loved one at the gate. The airport continues to recommend arriving 2 hours ahead for a domestic flight and 3 hours ahead for an international flight. Cleveland is counting down to the St. Patrick's Day Parade just a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, I had the chance to speak with the parade organizers to see what they're most excited about for this year's parade.
The best thing about the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Cleveland, it's a family event. We promote family events, and that's the biggest single day event in the city of Cleveland. We're going to have 10 to 11 high school marching bands. We have 3 Irish dance schools. We have the East Side West Irish Marching Clubs. We have police, fire. We have rebel soldiers from Star Wars. We have old cars. We have dog units. We have animal units. It's a great day in the city of Cleveland for a parade.
Talk about what it means to you to be chosen as a Grand Marshal for the parade.
It is overwhelming. I never, in my wildest dreams, ever imagined anything like this ever occurring to me. I was stunned when I got the call. I didn't think about it too long. I thought, if I don't do this, my kids and my wife will absolutely kill me. So I had taken the call in another room. I came into the family room, and they were all sitting there smiling and laughing.
What is the energy like? What's the vibe like here at the Flatiron?
Like no other. 7 a.m., we have a line wrapped around the building. People are just ready to get at it. The history of this place, our customers, it's just something that's become a tradition for over 100 years down here, and something that I'm sincerely grateful to be a part of. And the energy, the party is off the hook.
Why should people tune in to TV20 to watch the St. Patrick's Day Parade? What do you think they'll get out of it?
Well, I think they'll see some of that, the whole communities, especially some of these big organizations in the East Side Irish American Club, the West Side Irish American Club, the Hibernians, and then just to even see some of our, emergency forces, the police and the firefighters, they all come out and support us. And it's just a great day to see the whole community get together. And it's definitely one of the biggest things that happen in Cleveland every year.
As a reminder, you can watch TV20's coverage of the 2026 Cleveland St. Patrick's Day Parade live on TV20 or stream live on our TV20 Cleveland YouTube page.
I'll be looking for you in that live stream coverage.
Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun.
Folks at home, don't forget, the parade kicks off at 1 p.m. and TV20 goes live around 1:25 when the parade gets closer to us.
Hey Cleveland, let's catch you up on what happened at the latest City Council meeting on March 2nd. Council passed a resolution supporting and urging the Ohio General Assembly to enact House Bill 543 to establish a Food Desert Elimination Grant Program. This would provide annual grants of up to $15,000 per participating retailer, supported by an initial $200,000 program fund. This would reduce the financial risk associated with stocking perishable fresh foods that may otherwise spoil. Council passed a resolution opposing a House Bill 661 and any legislation that prohibits middle and high school student athletes from earning lawful compensation from their name, image, or likeness. Council says NIL compensation represents a lawful economic opportunity that lets students benefit from their personal brand, hard work, and talent without forfeiting their education or amateur ability. Council passed a resolution urging the Ohio General Assembly to enact House Bill 461. It requires all county and municipal correctional facilities and state correctional institutions to provide deaf, hard of hearing, or severely speech-impaired inmates access to teletypewriters at no cost. That's your Cleveland City Council wrap for this week. Stay tuned to TV20 for more updates on how council decisions shape our city.
We're not doing on-the-spot hiring, but you will talk to the actual managers that will be doing the hiring.
This Saturday at the zoo, Cleveland Metro Parks is holding a seasonal job fair. We'll tell you what you can expect, how to prepare, and what kind of jobs are available. That's next on TV20 News.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland. We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland and proud of it.
This year we have had an unacceptable number of fire deaths in Cleveland, and most could have been prevented by working alarms. We want to remind the public of the importance of working alarms and to ask residents and businesses to help us save lives. Hello, I'm Lieutenant Mike Norman from the Cleveland Division of Fire.
And I'm Vaughn Miller, retired Deputy Fire Chief and now with the Western Reserve Fire Museum and Fire Safety Education Center right here in Cleveland.
With the support of the American Red Cross, Cleveland firefighters install hundreds of smoke alarms every year. Residents can receive free smoke alarms by calling 216-361-5535. But firefighters know that smoke isn't the only danger facing our residents.
Carbon monoxide, also known as CO or the silent killer, is a colorless, odorless gas that can build up inside your home due to a malfunctioning gas furnace or poorly ventilated gas appliance or fireplaces. If undetected, too much carbon monoxide in an occupied space can be fatal.
The best way to protect your family from carbon monoxide poisoning is to have a working CO alarm installed within the home. That's why Cleveland Fire is partnering with the Fire Museum to make combination CO smoke alarms available to Cleveland residents, but we need your help.
The Fire Museum is collecting tax-deductible donations to purchase combination CO smoke alarms to be installed by Cleveland firefighters across the city. If you or your company wish to donate, please visit our website, www.wrfmc.com, or call 216-664-6626 for more information.
Cleveland Fire wants to thank the Fire Museum for their partnership and thank you for your support in making Cleveland safer for everyone.
Welcome back to TV20 News, everybody. I'm Dan Monroe.
And I'm Kiara Cotton. Cleveland Metro Parks is gearing up for the 2026 spring and summer season by hiring 1,000 people for a variety of different roles.
If you're interested, they're holding their annual seasonal job fair this Saturday at the Cleveland Metro Parks Zoo. I spoke with Cleveland Metro Parks to learn more. I'm here with Dan Velasky, Human Resource Manager for the Cleveland Metro Parks. Dan, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
Big job fair coming up. Tell us all about it.
Yes, this coming Saturday, March 7th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., just 2 hours, down at the zoo, 3900 Wildlife Way in the center of our zoo at Stillwater Place.
So what kind of jobs is the Metro Parks looking for?
So this is going to be a focus on seasonal jobs. We're always hiring. We encourage people to look at our website, clevelandmetroparks.com, employment anytime. But this focus is on seasonal jobs, park-wide, not just the zoo, the other 18 reservations as well.
Okay. What are some, I saw on the website some lifeguarding jobs. Maybe I'm sure there's some stuff at the different golf courses.
You got it. We've got 10 different departments in Cleveland Metro Parks, but the two big ones, the zoo and park operations, are the focus for these. Okay. So lifeguards, park operations, maintenance, our golf courses, our restaurants, in the zoo, a host of different seasonal jobs. That's where I started when I was quite a bit younger.
So what can people do to prepare for this job fair if they're going to come in?
If the job fair is approaching, you know you want to go, check out the website. You can pre-register there. You can pick out an actual time slot to show up so you don't have to all rush the doors right at 11 o'clock in the morning. So pre-register, but also then explore. Once you've picked a time that you want to come to the job fair, explore the website a little bit. Look at some of the jobs that are posted already. You can even get a head start by creating your profile and starting to apply for some of the jobs while you're on the website. You don't have to wait for Saturday to talk to somebody face-to-face.
So preparing ahead of time is crucial. Might make your day even easier, too.
It is. There'll be a lot of different hiring managers there. You don't want to walk in and just kind of be blindsided by the size of the room and the number of people waiting to talk to folks. We're not doing on-the-spot hiring, but you will talk to the actual managers that'll be doing the hiring. So it's good to get a little head start and do your homework on the different roles and positions.
What would you say is the best part about working for the Metro Parks?
Probably the culture and the give back opportunity. So the culture's unmatched. It's a North Coast 99 best place to work year after year. It's a 5-time gold medal winner for being the best parkist in the country, and the give back opportunity. Everybody's part of giving back to Greater Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, Hinckley Township, all the taxpayers that support this wonderful Cleveland Metro Parks. Everybody that goes to work knows they're giving back to the community that trusts them to do that for them.
Now, when you get into the Metro Parks, are there opportunities for growth? Talk about that. Talk about growing and staying with the Metro Parks.
There are. So we have seasonal opportunities, and that's what we're talking about today, and that seasonal job fair coming up on Saturday. We have part-time roles, we have internships, but we also have about 600 permanent part-time and full-time roles in Cleveland Metro Parks across 10 different disciplines.
The Metro Parks is an amazing asset in our area. Talk about why the Metro Parks are just so good for helping people just get outside.
Yeah, so it's about the 25,000 acres. You know, we have a by the numbers kind of campaign that reminds all the employees and hopefully our guests too that it is 25,000 acres, 300 plus miles of different paths and trails, 100 miles of parkways, 9 golf courses, restaurants, a nationally acclaimed zoo, and so much more.
Okay, Dan, going back to the seasonal job fair this coming weekend, should people bring resumes?
Yeah, great way to prepare. So go ahead and take a look at your resume, update it, bring some copies with you if you want to. Same with an updated cover letter, but you don't have to. Okay. When you apply for the jobs online, you'll have an opportunity to update your profile there, attach an updated resume and cover letter, but you can do both or either.
Now, working for the Metro Parks, are these jobs all outdoors?
No, they're not. I think people assume that, right? With our 25,000 acres and all that green space, but a whole host of our jobs, both in the zoo and out in our 18 other reservations, are inside as well. Okay. Just take, for example, a golf clubhouse. You walk into the clubhouse, there's people there willing to greet you, waiting to get you on the course, but then when you go outside on the course, there's a whole bunch of people working out there as well.
Okay, Dan, let's give us the particulars of the job fair again.
Good. So again, it's this coming Saturday, March 7th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. down at the zoo at 3900 Wildlife Way in the Stillwater Place. So you have free access to the zoo. Just tell them you're there to go to the job fair. Okay. If somebody brings you down to the event, you don't have to leave them in the car. Bring them in with you.
Okay.
Free parking, and come out to the zoo and enjoy it, and then come to the job fair.
And the website again?
www.clevelandmetroparks.com/careers or employment or job fair. All three will get you there.
All right, Dan Velosky, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome, Dan. Thank you.
More than 3 dozen ideas were pitched in downtown Cleveland as part of the Cleveland Leadership Center's Accelerate event of 2026. 26 people gathered at the Huntington Convention Center to present their original ideas to make Cleveland a better place, all in hopes of winning funding to bring their vision to life. This year, teachers Justin Bernard and Prentice Howard took home one of the Accelerate prizes for their pitch, Language Bridge, an app that includes a Chrome extension that allows students to highlight text and have it read to them in their language.
How we started Language Bridge is both of us are teachers, and we both have students that were affected by poor language translation. Prentice, his student, he found crying on the playground, and she told him, "Am I dumb?" Now, the problem is she's translating 2 languages in her head and felt behind. Language Bridge LLC is our software startup company that puts the power of translation in the hands of students. It allows the students to ask questions privately with dignity without having a student translator, having to pay hourly for a translator to come in, or pay over the phone translation that costs per minute.
Justin and Prentice won a grand prize of $5,000 to go towards their app. Another winner included Cameron Jones in Technovation. Cameron won a grand prize of $3,500 for Hitch Pitch, Say It Buddy, giving every child a voice.
Just because it's spring break doesn't mean students have to stop learning. We found out more about the Literacy and STEM camp offered at Cleveland Rec Centers.
I'm Richard Stewart, host of Cleveland Health on TV20. Each week, we take you behind the scenes of the Cleveland Department of Public Health and reveal how city programs are helping Clevelanders live longer, healthier lives. From disease prevention and nutrition to mental health and maternal care, we keep you connected to resources that matter. You know, I've worked in local television for years, and now I get to focus on something that matters to every Clevelander, your health. And it's not just health tips, it's real talk right here in Cleveland, right here on TV20.
At 1000 Ties, we understand that empowering young men also means supporting their families, especially their mothers. That's why we created Relax, Refresh, and Connect, a monthly space for mothers to breathe, stretch, connect, and feel supported. This program takes place the last Tuesday of every month at the Frederick Douglass Rec Center because strong families build strong communities. This year, we're hosting 7 family resource events. Our goal is simple: to bring resources, information, and trusted organizations directly into the neighborhoods. Access should never be a barrier. At 1000 Ties, this is more than a program, it's a promise. A promise to show up, a promise to remove barriers, and a promise to prepare young men and their families for a stronger future. We are building leaders, strengthening families, and transforming communities, one tie, one young man, and one opportunity at a time. 1000 Ties is empowering young men and strengthening communities.
The Cleveland Division of Police is announcing a new feature in reporting non-emergency crimes. When you call the non-emergency number 216-621-1234, a dispatcher will then send you a link via text to your cell phone. Other options are to call 833-461-0144 or use the QR code and report your non-emergency crime. We encourage everyone to add both the Cleveland Division of Police non-emergency phone number and the direct number in their cell phones.
This safety message is brought to you by the City of Cleveland Division of Police.
Welcome back to TV20 News. Students can attend literacy and STEM camps in Cleveland Rec Centers this spring break.
I spoke with the city's Chief of Education to learn more. Joining me now is Michelle Pomerantz, Chief of Education for the city. Michelle, always so good to see you again.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
I've heard of summer camps, but spring camps.
Yeah.
Talk about the spring camps and the literacy STEM that's going on.
We are so excited to have our first spring literacy and STEM camp at 3 neighborhood rec departments this coming spring break, March 23rd through 27th, for kids grades 1 through 3 to participate in reading activities and STEM activities and have a lot of fun, also including breakfast and lunch.
Breakfast, I was just going to ask that, breakfast and lunch. That just sounds like a blast and a great way for kids who might be home for spring break not doing much.
Well, it's important for our families to have a little bit of a break in between school. This is a good way for mom and dad or grandma or guardian to bring their kids up to the recreation center, have a free breakfast and lunch, some reading instructional opportunities, a little bit of sports and basketball and fun, and some other recreation camp. It's a good way to have planned activities for students during the spring break that also helps you get ready for the end of the school year and mirrors what's happening in the classrooms.
Now let's look at literacy. How does this tie in with the mayor's A Science of Reading initiative?
Well, thank you for asking. The science of reading is the phonemic awareness phonics approach to teaching reading. It's a curriculum that has been authorized by Governor DeWine, and every school district has to use this way of teaching reading in the classrooms. And this activity and literacy camp just gives some more fun activities to learn how to make sounds and letters and words and read together. We're going to throw in some STEM components and some basketball and sports and fun, and also reinforce some of those skills that are happening in the classroom.
Would you happen to know some of the activities planned, especially on the STEM side?
Sure. We're going to be doing a lot of, STEM includes a little bit of the science and the measurements and the math. So we're going to be working with students to find ways to dribble a basketball. How many minutes can you dribble? How many minutes can you dribble if you practice one time with a friend, or if you're doing it on your own? So you're improving your skills, but also measuring how far that ball was thrown. How many minutes were you able to swim, or whatever activity they're doing at the rec centers that day. So it's using physical education opportunities and science experiments to also help develop your learning. It's creative learning through different activities, sports, recreation, and art.
So who do you recommend attends these camps?
Well, the camps for these three for this spring are Gunning Recreation, Stella Walsh Recreation Center, and then the Frederick Douglass Recreation Center. They're open to any first, second, or third grade student all over the city, but specifically if you are a parent of a first, second, or third grader on the west side, sign them up for Gunning. In the middle neighborhoods or in central neighborhoods or in Slavic Village, sign them up for Stella Walsh. And if you live on the far east side, sign them up for Frederick Douglass. It's one of the first times that we've had kids grades 1 through 3 at our camps from 9:30 until 2:30. They get breakfast, they get lunch, and they have fun learning activities during that spring break in the between time.
Michelle, how can families register their kids for this camp?
Well, they can sign up on Civic Rec using the QR code. They can also bring their children to the recreation department and sign up on site before the first day of camp. So there's 2 ways to sign up. Bring your child to the camp and sign up at the rec centers in person, or use a QR code and sign up for Civic Rec.
What do you hope the kids take home from these camps each day and even at the end of the week?
I hope each children comes home a little bit tired and happy and have a lot of fun, make some new friends, and reinforce the reading skills that we're working on in the classroom in fun and experimental ways, so that they can be excited for the last quarter of school, and then maybe think about doing some things with our rec centers in the summertime and make new friends there.
A lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Boy, to be a first grader again, huh?
Oh, I taught first grade for 22 years, and first grade is fun. And when you're home on spring break for 5 days in a row, it can get a little boring. So come to this program, have some fun, make some art, read some books, and then go home and take a nap.
There you go. Michelle Pomerantz, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
You can follow TV20 on Facebook and Instagram. We're also streaming on YouTube, Kiara.
Well, Dan, we did it. Another week down.
Another one in the can. Love it.
And happy early birthday again.
Thank you so much.
Will I see you again before your next birthday?
You will, because my birthday is March 31st, so we have all month to talk about it.
We'll be celebrating all month long. Folks at home, thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you next time.